Hey, what's up, NHL fans out there? I mean, the All-Star breaks here. All-Star game is on Saturday. Oh, actually, it's on Sunday, and the skills competition is on Saturday. So, next few days here, it's going to be a lot of media stuff. So, let's get down to the rumors that all you fans love to hear for NHL trade rumors for January the 26th, 2012, for Thursday, January 26th. Mark Spencer's back in the booth. I got some news. And here it is. Well, it looks like there has been a trade this morning, according to Hockey Buzz, as the Panthers have traded Tim Kennedy to the San Jose Sharks for Sean Sullivan. So it looks like pretty much a minor league deal. Two minor league players get traded for one another. I feel this is a good deal for both teams. Hey, I've never seen some of these players play, Sean Sullivan and Tim Kennedy. I mean, in my video game NHL 12, I've played with these players, so I don't know. In real life, I haven't seen these kids play yet, so we're just going to have to see what happens. It's up in the air. We'll see what happens. So, okay, here's some quick hits. It's coming from the Buzz. How about this one? Add Colorado to the team who may. Well, it says here that Colorado have some interest in Derek Roy. Do I think they're going to make a deal for Derek Roy? It's a possibility. You know what? I wouldn't worry about Buffalo making any deal right now. If they could acquire a Paul Stastny for a Derek Roy, I mean, all the best to them. Is it a possibility? Highly unlikely. Colorado will trade away their franchise player and Paul Stastny. I just can't see Paul Stastny ever accepting a deal to Buffalo, but you never know. I mean, Buffalo still is a good team. They're still in playoff contention. They won recently, and I think their losing streaks might come to an end soon. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but you never know. I mean, anything's possible. Just look at Montreal. They beat up Detroit 7-2 last night. It was a pretty interesting game. You see PK Subban get benched recently. That's never good. I've heard rumors last night. I was watching television. There was some rumors that PK might get traded out of Montreal. I highly doubt they'll trade their future, one of their cornerstones, building pieces of the future. I really doubt it will happen, folks. I mean, Subban, he's a character. He plays the game too riskily. You know, he's a young player and he takes too many chances out there. He really needs to ease it up. Take his time, make the right pass at the right time. Don't just force the play. I just feel that, long term he has to, slow it down, and I think that's going to be the key for his future development as a Montreal Canadian. If he's going to be a star in this league, he's going to be a leader in this league. He's got to slow the game down. You can't rush it. He has to take his time. And we'll see what happens. Okay, hear this one. The Blues are among a few teams interested in Travis Moen. Definite hitch type depth guy from Saskatchewan Farmington. So, well, we'll see. Hitchcock has worked miracles in St. Louis. Ever since he's come to St. Louis, they're right near the top of the league in terms of the Western Conference, never mind the National Hockey League. Between them and the New York Rangers, I've never expected these two teams to be even close to the top of the league, and they've played amazing this year. I mean, it's not just your Boston Bruins, the Vancouver Canucks this year. It's been the New York Rangers, it's been the St. Louis Blues, it's been the Detroit Red Wings. I mean, all these teams have really played good this year. The Toronto Maple Leafs have been very consistent this year, getting good goaltending from Gustafsson and Reimer at times, and and guys like Phil Kessel and Joffrey Lupo having some career years this year. I mean, you talk about momentum, you talk about unbelievable luck. I think these teams have had it all in the first half of the NHL season, in 2011-12 season, and I think the league's looking good right now, and we'll see what happens. Here's another one. The Predators' Dave Poile has been mentioned a ton of today with a rumor that Sutter is off the market and the Preds are focused on buyers. Focus being buyers and not sellers. The hot rumor today, Hemsky at E3 is very high on the Preds list. Another name is that Brad Boys E2 along with Tiomo Rutu, Ray Whitney. Personally, I feel both the way. Oh, okay. Well, basically, what he's trying to say basically is there's talk that maybe Ray Whitney, Tiomo Rutu, and even Brad Boys could all be on the move come trade deadline, or maybe before the trade deadline. I heard a couple of days ago that the Toronto Maple Leafs and a few other teams are looking at making a mega deal. I'll throw some names out there. Columbus Blue Jackets. There's still talk of Rick Nash. There's even talk of Ryan Getzlaf. He's not an untouchable. I heard from one good place source that it's a possibility Ryan Getzlaf gets traded, but it's a possibility he doesn't get traded. And if he does get traded, it will be at the deadline or before the deadline. Corey Perry, there's another player. He's not an untouchable. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get traded because I heard Solani is not going anywhere. Bob Murray has said he isn't going nowhere. Or Saku Koivu. I laugh at that. Those guys ain't getting traded and they might trade off one of their core players. Even Bobby Ryan, but the Bobby Ryan thing's really cooled off. I don't think Bobby Ryan's going anywhere, so I think it's either going to be Ryan Getzlaf or Corey Perry or Lubomir Vishnevsky. I could see Vancouver get Lubomir Vishnevsky. He's a great puck-moving defenseman who can make things happen, and I think Mike Gillis has to really think about going to Anaheim and see if he can pluck a couple ducks off that team. And I wouldn't be surprised come trade deadline on February the 28th, on February the 27th, actually February the 27th, on February 27th, 2012, he gives Bob Murray a call and says, hey, package Solani and Vishnevsky, and I'll send you Raymond, a prospect, and a future number one pick. We'll see what happens. You never know. There's been talk that Mason Raymond could be on the move. Could he be going to Anaheim? Could he be going to Buffalo for Paul Gaustad? I heard rumors, even on my local radio stations, they've been talking about Paul Gaustad. He would be a good fit for Vancouver. A guy I feel would be a great fit for Vancouver as a tough guy is Colton Orr. The player that I think he's still with the Leafs. He's probably in the farm team. I don't think he got released, so I think he's with the Marlies. I feel he would be a great pickup for Vancouver. They need that type of grit. A guy that can score, a guy that can fight, a guy that can play a shift, and it will protect your star players. And I feel that would be a great pickup for Vancouver if they want to get back to the dance. So you never know. And there's even the Blackhawks. I hear rumors that they're looking to maybe get a few depth players on their team. Carolina look like they're going to be sellers. The only players I think they won't trade off are Eric Stahl and Cam Wood. Everyone else on the team could be had. I hear a rumor that Tim Gleason and Tiomo Rutu probably will get traded. They probably won't get much for them. Probably Gleason, they'll probably get maybe a second round pick, maybe a second, third round pick, maybe for Tiomo Rutu, maybe a prospect in the minors or just a prospect on their team. Like me, I'm a junior player or something. It won't take much to get these players, but fans out there, you love trade, you love movement, and I think this trade deadline you're going to see a lot of movement. So let's take another look at one more that's cooking. Something I heard last night. Okay, hear this one. Something I heard last night, which is off the radar, is the Winnipeg Jets have interest in Anaheim Ducks Nick Hagman. Could I see Nick Hagman going to Winnipeg Jets? No. He's a fast player. He's not the same player he once used to be when he was with the Florida Panthers, Nicholas Hagman. He did okay in Calgary for a few years, and then, he just can't score goals. He's always struggled. He hasn't been the same player since he was in Florida when he was playing with Ole Jokinen. But when they reunited in Calgary, they didn't really find that magic they once had in Florida. So, who knows? I don't think the Winnipeg Jets are going to get Nicholas Hagelin, but you never know. We'll see. You never know. These teams are unpredictable. You never know. Looks like the Penguins have some interest in Hal Gill. Could they get Hal Gill? I think so. It won't take much. They just got to give up a young player maybe. And I think that they could get Hal Gill off the Montreal Canadiens if they're out of the playoff hunt. But I don't think they're out of the playoff hunt. You know, if they're talking about trading PK Subban, I don't think they're out of it. And they'd get a lot for PK. I just don't feel that trade's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. And it's too bad Alexander Ovechkin's not in the All-Star game, and that's too bad. But I gotta admit, folks, I mean, it's always good to do these broadcasts, and it's All-Star weekend. You know, one of the skill competitions I've always loved is the hardest shooter competition. I mean, when I saw Chara break the all-time record of Ally Frates, and then that was sweet, man. And hopefully this one is a good one too, the breakaway relay and a bunch of other things. Hopefully there's some hitting in the All-Star game on Sunday. I mean, that's what they need. And once they get the hitting in the All-Star game, I'm telling you, the fans the ratings will increase by 20-fold. And there's even a Pro Bowl this weekend in the NFL. Not much people are going to watch that either, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. But watch for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I hear that, you know, the phones are cooking. There's some big time rumors that Toronto could make a deal. Watch for Tampa. Watch for Florida. I could see a deal that has 3 teams colliding to make a deal. Maybe Columbus, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, and Toronto make a blockbuster 3-team deal. We have players going to one team, another player going to this team and that team. That's how I think Vancouver's going to do their deal. They'll probably do a 3-team type deal, so they can equal out the salaries to get the players they really need to help up the grit situation. They have some players that have got injured, but the way I look at it, folks, you never know. Just watch the games, play the games, and remember, it's in the game. Just play the game, watch the game, enjoy your National Hockey League All-Star game this weekend. And Gary, I think you're doing a good job. Just keep the game the way it is today. Same thing with Brendan Shanahan. You had to suspend Alexander Ovechkin. I think he did the right thing there. But I don't even think, it was just a hit. I would have given 1 game. I mean, these hits to the head are nothing. Back in the day, guys were just getting decapitated. And nowadays, they're calling all these little elbows and little hits. Come on. Man, this game, this is what the game is all about. It's been around like this for almost 200 years. And you're trying to hurt a game that is still a great game. Let's just leave the game the way it is, boys. And I think in the offseason they're going to have some talks over some of these hits, and they're going to try to, fix the situation and, stop suspending these players for so many games. Because just look at the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, they are struggling right now. Because, man, all the suspensions they had to Adney Sutton and all the injuries they've had recently, I mean, it's really hurt the chemistry on that team. And I think they've lost their way. And the only way they'll find a way back is if they're confident. So we'll see what happens, folks. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.